So I wanted to tell those of you who don't know about what we're doing with the Planetary Healing Club, as you might find it useful, and we'd like to see you join us if you want to. But in the meantime, people are asking me all the time why I don't talk about myself much on these videos, and I don't talk about myself much because I don't really like to do this. It's not a subject about me, it's about health and consciousness and what we can do to improve what's going on in the world these days, because we have a lot more power to change things for the better than we know about. In fact, it's the biggest secret that the global rulers are hiding from us, is how we can actually use our innate abilities to overcome the destruction that they're involved in. But before I get into that, let me just say that in answer to the people who wanted me to say something about myself, starting in 1965, I became a serious experimental researcher in health, mainly motivated by my own serious health problems at the time. And I dumped the medical system. I've never gone back. And I got into an amazing journey that I need to share with anybody who could make use of the same things that I discovered. So that's what Planetary Healing Club is about. We started what you might call the beta version of it in January. We've been meeting every week since then, and it's been really amazing. We've all been learning a lot, including myself. But the main purpose is, I have things that I have to share with you that I've discovered about reversing aging and degenerative diseases, and the truth about immunity, how to maximize your immunity without the nonsense of vaccines and drugs and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not talking from stuff I've read, although I've done a huge amount of reading. I'm talking about my own experience and what I've discovered firsthand. I need to let you have access to that and use it. Especially with what's going on in the world right now. I know that it's really hard not to get upset when you watch the chemtrails going on, the poison air and food and water, and the microwave weapons being used to destroy property and start fires and kill people through the smart grid and things like that the general public thinks is for their convenience, and it's all exciting cutting edge science. Yeah, right. And science is tools. Science comes up with tools, but when they're in the wrong hands and the power structure is interested in destruction, which they are, then the results are not really so good. And what appear to be conveniences are actually tools of your own suicide. And I would recommend not using them for that, but you have to know about them first. So there's a lot of information that I need to share with you. There are certainly other sources. I'm not like the authority on anything, but I have a responsibility after more than 50 years of work on this stuff, and especially getting near 70 years old myself, and getting into areas where there's no guarantee that I won't disappear from what we're trying to do. I want to use the time and give you as much as I can. So in order to come up with solutions, we have to be able to look at what's going on around us without becoming completely upset, despairing, angry, off balance and everything. And a lot of the people that I greatly respect, brilliant people who are doing great work, are still falling for this thing of going into total anger, and they don't realize that that's not the way to be the most powerful. There are degrees of focused relaxation that are like laser beams and unstoppable, and the person who can actually access advanced tools like that is you. And that's why I'm taking the time to talk to you now. So we're going to be getting into this stuff on Planetary Healing Club meetings that we can't really talk about fully in these open public fora like these free videos that I'm doing all the time. I'll put as much as I can in there, but we need an interactive forum, like a support group on a separate platform that's accessed privately with your own email access credentials that you can get into every week. And now it's proven it's working very well. So the beta version of that will be finished this month. That'll be the end of that series. Anybody who joins during that month and the rest of what's left of August can be participant for $10 a month, which was our beta price. After September 1st, it'll be $25 a month regular price, and all the money goes to the nonprofit that we started. Ulterior motive of that organization is to start a school, to actually build a physical school, probably in Arizona, for a number of reasons we can talk about. And it's going for a very good cause. I wish we could get the money a lot faster, because we have the details to start construction tomorrow, but it's super expensive and we have to do it in little pieces, you know, not have to wait for some amazing investor with no strings attached or benevolent donor or something. In case that doesn't happen, I mean, if it does, great, but if that doesn't happen, we're going to do it by these little pieces, and that's going to be $25 a month increments per person who's in. And if you get in during August, it's $10 and you're locked into that price. So I thought that might be good for you to know. You don't have to join. That's just for the people that are actually really into working on themselves and brave enough to learn depth of what's going on in the world, how all these things tie together. There's not separate programs of like chemtrails, GMOs, chemical agriculture, poison food, poison air, poison water. These are not totally separate things. They're all connected. It's much more coordinated than most of the conspiracy theory people will tell you. It's so intimately orchestrated and tied together. It's almost beyond most people's ability to grasp emotionally, for sure. And the ulterior motive I'll just mention right now, most people won't believe this. It's not money. It's not population reduction. That's a step on their way. And we'll explain this as necessary as we go along. But the ulterior motive is the extinction of life on this planet. That's what they're after. If you're interested, we'll tell you why and how and what kind of steps they intend to go through, but that's not really the focus. The focus is, okay, knowing that that's going on, what are our options to do that we can do, not waiting for some, you know, amazing big hero to do, but the amazing big hero being you in your own life. What can you do, not as a belief system, not something just to have a philosophy or religion to feel better. I'm talking about doing it. And I'm saying that beyond the laws of nature and how to get your health back and your energy levels back, not worry about aging anymore, not worry about degenerative diseases or infectious diseases or any of that stuff. Your normal state is so strong and healthy and energetic that you're meant to stay in that until the day you leave this lifetime. That's normal. What's going on all over the country now and much of the world with people getting these diseases younger and younger, and a lot of the kids in America on multiple drugs all the time, that's called abnormal. Okay, so how to get out of that in real life, not just as some kind of belief system. Not interested in belief. I'm interested in direct perception, knowing for yourself and having the experience so that you know, regardless of what everybody else is talking about, you know what you've experienced, and you're going to take it farther and farther and farther and open up old tools that are forgotten, that come out of consciousness, that are your birthright, that are healing tools, and they can be used to turn this whole situation around. And that's not going to be believed by most people who are just hearing about it, but if you're one of the people that can relate to it, then the message is for you. Even if you're 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000 that hears this, I'm talking to you. And I just want to give you the part of it that I've put together over the last 50 some years, since about the mid 1960s. And then you can build on that, go way past where I've gotten to, and help me and others get up to where you are later on. This is all practical. It's about advancing in what you can actually do, because your help is needed. So if you want to meet in a supportive environment, short meeting once a week, and I'll be there, I'll be on video, I'll be right with you. We can interact about what you're dealing with in your life, health situations. The same things affect consciousness, affect relationships, affect what you're doing all day and how you experience your life. It's all the same subject. And I want to give you what I've learned, and then we can talk about it, see what you're going through in a safe and in supportive environment that's private. And if you want to be part of that with us and join us and participate, we've been waiting for you. And if everybody tells 10,000 of their closest friends, I'm joking, but in case you have 10,000 of your closest friends to tell, and in case those 10,000 friends are interested in the kind of stuff I'm talking to you about, invite them. And if it's during the month of August, they can come in at $10 a month. After that, it's still an incredibly fantastic deal at $25. And if it's $25 instead of $10, the ulterior motive money-wise is that maybe it'll allow us to build the school sooner, and we won't need quite as many people. Because, this is not for everybody. This work takes courage, it takes honesty, it takes being willing to look at yourself and not be judging other people constantly. Most of that evaluation needs to be focused in on yourself, because when you start clearing out what's blocking you in your physical health, your emotional stability, your feeling of energy and strength and agelessness, so you're not worried about how old you supposedly are, any of that nonsense, then what opens up after that is beyond what people would call magical, and it's all real. So I'm not, again, talking to you about a belief. I'm talking to you about something that you can grasp, experience, and then use yourself. And the reason that this is so powerful in reversing the world situation right now, if we really get it, when we really get it, is because there's a law of nature. There's many laws of nature that we need to know. And this particular one is that if you have any malice toward anybody, it doesn't matter how you justify it. It's always toward somebody you call bad, right? But if there's an energy that goes with malice, and if you carry any of this within yourself, then you're barred from going beyond a very low level in your power. And you can't get to the real levels where you could be a healing influence on the whole biosphere. And I want you to get there and then show me the rest of the way when you get way beyond where I am. But I have to show you my piece of it. So that is the biggest fear, by the way, of the global rulers. And they have a lot of fears, just to let you know. They're afraid of everything. That's why they use fear as their main weapon against you. But their biggest fear of everything is that you become aware of who you are. I don't mean a belief. I don't mean joining the right religion or any of that kind of stuff. I mean knowing by direct experience and using it. So let's make it come true. And once you get in the mindset that you need to be in for real advancement in the use of these tools, you don't have any ill will toward anybody. Even the people doing the worst things, and they're doing some really bad things, as you may already know. You don't want to kill or destroy them. You want to heal them, and you're going to have the power to actually help do that. And if there's enough of us together, and it doesn't take that many, this place is going to look a lot different, and it can recover even now. So anyway, I don't want to go on too long. It's probably already talked too much. If you think that you might be up to that challenge, then you want to join us, and you can quit anytime. There is no commitment to anything. But if you think you might be up to it and be willing to use it and to learn the lessons that it makes you learn in yourself to get beyond what's holding you back. If you're one of those people that I'm talking to in that small subsection of everybody who sees this, go to Lost Arts Radio, LOSTARTS radio.com/club, CLUB, and it'll show you how to get access. So if you're one of those people, I look forward to meeting you. We'll be live in real interaction on the club Saturday night, lostartsradio.com/club, and I'll see you there.